By now, if you're following along in our video series, you should have an open Sibelius file all set up and ready to roll for note input. Let's take a look now at the most fundamental input tool in Sibelius that is so logical and well laid out that it's hardly changed in over a decade of upgrades. Usually, when a Sibelius file is created, it automatically opens this little box over here called the Keypad Panel. This is Sibelius's main interface for creating notes. If your screen isn't showing a keypad right now, you may need to open it separately. Up here on the ribbon, there's a tab called View. Let's click on that now. Here you see a set of menus controlling all aspects of how to view your score, with horizontal and vertical spreads, panorama, which makes the score into one long, endless system, whee! Zoom guidelines, hiding or showing certain objects, certain layout issues, and over here on the far right, the panel menu. When you click it, you see a variety of useful interface controls, like the audio mixer and the video panel. But for now, let's just make sure that the keypad box is clicked on like this. Now, let's take a couple of minutes to explore the keypad. The front panel determines what value of note or rest you're inputting, from whole notes or semi-brevs, all the way down to 30-second notes or demi-semi-quavers. You can also create a dotted note, add a sharp, flat, or natural, and choose from 3 basic articulations: accents, staccato, or tenuto. One last detail is this fat button over here for making a tied note. As a composer, I find that 99% of my time using Sibelius is with this front panel showing. It really contains the most commonly used elements of notation, boiled down to 17 buttons. Note something else about the keypad. Its layout is the same as the number keys on your computer keyboard. So if you're using a full-size keyboard, you can activate the buttons on the keypad that way. Or you can just click the buttons with the mouse, which is what I find myself doing most of the time. To change panel views on the keypad, simply click one of the buttons at the top. Or you can scroll back and forth using the plus and minus keys on your computer keyboard, which correspond with these arrows. The second panel view contains extra types of notes that are more rarely used, like grace notes, certain ancient note forms, and further divisions of a quarter note, like a quasi-hemi-demi-semi-quaver, or 128th note, or a demi-semi-quasi-hemi, let's just call it a 512th note. Also, there are some goodies, like adding a bracket to a note, double and triple dots, creating mini notes and slides, and making a bar into a whole rest. Let's click over to the third panel, which helps you define what kind of beaming you want on any particular note. Sibelius will automatically beam notes for you anyway, so you don't need to go here often. But if you need a 1-note or 2-note tremolo, a buzz roll, stemlets over your rests, or simply just to make sure that a single note has a flag, then here's where you want to go. The fourth panel view offers a selection of different articulations, like marcato and staccatissimo, along with harmonics and fermatas. Note the top 3 boxes. Sibelius has very nicely provided a place for a few user-defined articulations that you can create and add here. The fifth panel is a fairly recent addition called Jazz Articulations. This is great if you're writing a lot of horn charts, with scoops, falls, plops, and duets. Right at the top, there are some buttons for arpeggio lines, and at the bottom there are repeat markings, also very useful in creating charts. Finally, at the end, there is a special panel for accidentals, letting you choose double sharps and double flats, and also quarter tone notation if you're really composing some way out music. Like I said though, I only use panels 2 through 6 about 1% of the time. Most often, I just start at panel 1 and click on a note value like this. If you're ready to input notes, then let's jump into the next video.